Tubers, tubettes, various crazy people. Hey, before we get into the meat of the matter on this video, which is budgets and relationships and money, a threefer. The man bun snitches over at YouTube and Google send me a report each month. And it just so happens they told me that in the last 2.5 months, there have been 6,000 new subscribers here to my little channel. So I don't know what the cause of that is, but I really just want to make sure that I thank you for joining along. And as always, there are the guys that have been with me since practically day one. And I want to express my deepest appreciation and gratitude to you guys too. And I want you guys to know how much I value the friendships that we've developed over the years and the conversations that we've had and the talks and getting to know you. I've also had the privilege recently, this last week, of meeting two of you in person that we've encountered one another, and we've sat down and had a cup of coffee and finally got to talk face to face. And I look forward to more of that in the future as the Philippines opens up. Okay, so that being said, the new subscribers have also been communicating with me via messenger or email or both. And so what I wanted to do was go on to the topics of money and relationships, because in one way, shape, or form, that seems to be the primary questions that the new subscribers have had. And I want to get into the topic of money and the relationship. Is it cheaper to live alone or with somebody, or is it the same? So I'll try to cover that. And then I want to talk about saving money while you're here in the Philippines. And I'll try to do that real quick. So, getting to the bottom line here, on the budget, the guys asked me about money and budget. I've done 3, 4, maybe 5 budget videos. What I'll do is I'll put a link to one that has a much more detailed description of my expenses. But for the sake of this video, I'll just kind of do a quick recap. Since I have lived here, and it's almost 5 years, my budget has not changed. It's been running between $1,500 and $1,700 a month, depending on the month, how long the month is. I receive a Social Security check. It's in excess of the $1,500 or the $1,700. So that allows me also to save some money every month. And I want to address that at the end of the video. But in a nutshell, my rent has always been about $400 in the 3 places that I've lived, 2 apartments and 1 house. The electric, the internet, the water, the gas for the scooter, medical insurance, which is PhilHealth, immigration. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but you get the gist. My total nut, if you will, of fixed expenses is approximately $600, rent and all the other stuff that I mentioned. That leaves on a $1,500 a month, $900. Out of that, May and I go down to Hypermart or this store or Robinson's, a variety of places, and we actually stock up on food, almost like a Costco run. And we will spend $300 to $400 in 2 or 3 days at a crack, just to fill up the refrigerator, the freezer, and the shelves. And that also includes not only food, but stuff like toothpaste and shampoo and the rest of the stuff. So we'll just call that $1,000. And that leaves us $500. And that basically, kids, is just entertainment and dining out. And picking up stuff along the way. Maybe Macy's. We pull over a lot at Okai places. And it's $5 here, $10 there, because she sees a pair of shorts or she sees a cute top or whatever the case might be. And so we indulge her on that. There are times during the month where we need to purchase, like tomorrow, I'm going to go to the dentist and I'm going to go to the dermatologist. Those are kind of, I don't normally do that, but that's one of those things that pops up. So that's going to run me, $100 possibly. I'll do a video about it and kind of go over the prices and the locations and the people and what they did. So there's something. And then there's things that May and I do to entertain ourselves, such as we'll do a staycation. We'll go to a local resort that's running a special, and we'll just check in for the night, and we'll just have fun and kind of get out of our comfort zone. The next topic, so that's the budget. So that's pretty much it. It's been the same every time I've done the same video. And hopefully that answers some of your questions that haven't seen a previous budget video. The next thing is it more expensive or less expensive or the same to live alone as a bachelor, if you will, or with a significant other, in my case, baby May? I can only speak to myself. I can't speak for other guys. I can speak to other guys, but I'm not going to. In my situation with May, when I met May, she was working, and she was working as a caterer with her sister. When she came along with me, her and I became a couple. I retired her from that and said, you don't have to work, just hang out with me. Did I supplement her income? No. And that's a common thing that guys do. They'll say, oh, well, you were making $5,000, I'm going to give you an allowance of $5,000. That never became a topic with me and her. She never asked, I never offered. However, I've never said no to her when she's wanted to purchase something because she's not outlandish. She is simply very conservative when it comes to money. Since we've been together, after about 6 months into our relationship, she went from being too shy to be on my channel to starting her own friggin' channel. So now she's back to earning. And she takes all of her YouTube money and puts it in the bank and saves it, unless something comes up with her family or whatnot and she wants to help them. Same thing with me. I have my Social Security check comes in. I try to stay beneath that, save some money. I too obviously have a YouTube channel. I derive AdSense money. AdSense money is from those annoying commercials that they play. They actually pay me for that. And so I take that money and I set it aside and save it. And then there are the months that come along, such as every Christmas, that we go well over budget. But that's okay. We've got that money set aside. Does May save me money, cost me money, or is it the same? The bottom line, my conclusion is that she definitely saves me money. Number one, she provides an opportunity for me to simply stay at home and chill out instead of going out. Because I can promise you this, if I leave the house, I'm going to spend money. I'm going to buy this, I'm going to see that, I'm going to eat this, drink that, burn gas, you name it, it'll happen. Pick up a check. And so just her as a companion, we are both totally cool with just staying home all day. Today, as an example, May said she wanted to go out with her girlfriend and shoot a video. Could she have 1,000 pesos? She needed to buy gas and lunch and piddly, just piddly stuff. She said, absolutely, positively, rock on, have fun. $20, here you go. That happens maybe once a week, something to that effect. So does she cost me a lot of money? No. I'm going to pay rent, I'm going to pay internet, I'm going to pay electric, I'm going to buy water, I'm going to buy gas, I'm going to drive around on the scooter. Whether it's me by myself or her with me, there's no more expense. The only difference would be food, because she does eat. There's little nicky-nacky things like toothpaste and toilet paper. Of course, those go up, they double, but not really, because May eats differently than I do. I'm the expensive one. I'm the one that wants this type of food, that type of food, where May is totally happy eating the local stuff. In fact, sometimes she's more happy eating the local stuff. When we go out, she does not get extravagant with the orders. She's not getting mango shakes and desserts and this and that and the other, as I've observed with other people that I've been out with. We just get a service water, we order our food, and that's that. We do things like staycations. to burn through the additional 500 bucks that we've got left over. And that is where there's a resort, they're running a special, her and I will check in, and we just kind of get out of the house that way. We are not nighttime people. And I think a lot of this actually was a result of the pandemic, because we were forced to stay home and for 2 years. And there was about 3 or 4 months where we really were quarantined and not allowed to really roam about the cabin. There were certain days that we could go out and that was it. And so that, the result or the aftermath of that was, by staying home all the time, I found out that I kind of enjoyed it. It was fun. I mean, we never got on each other's nerves. We would still sneak out and drive around on the scooter and get out and about, but it was really inexpensive to live because we kept eating at home. We didn't go out and do this and do that. We couldn't. Everything was closed. And so that was a money saver. And as far as the relationship goes on 2 to 1, there are examples I could kill you with guys that do allowances, support the family, buy houses, do this, do that. As long as I've been with May, she's never once put her hand out and said, can you help my family? Or can you do this, or can you do that? Have I helped her family? Absolutely. There's been times where there's been deaths, there's been celebrations, there's just been times where I just felt like doing it on account of because. I've never gone overboard with it, but it was my honor, if you will. I mean, there was a grandmother that died, I paid for the funeral. There was a celebration that they had for one thing or another, I can't even remember. And I offered to pay for the food, and then I gave her parents each some money, and they were over the moon with that because they needed it. But May and I are both pretty conservative when it comes to the shekels, and we save a lot. We just set it aside. May has a goal of buying a home one day, purchasing some land, and I have a goal of helping her achieve that. I know I can never own anything out here as a foreigner, but at the end of the day, when I part the planet, I like to know that she's at least got a place that she can call home when I'm gone. And hopefully she can meet somebody new after I am gone and she can carry on with her life. But that's kind of off topic. Anyway, getting back to saving. I wanted to throw this out there because I don't think that I've ever talked about it before. But it's something that might give you pause and give you maybe some optimism or encouragement. Different guys have different methods with their money. I was never a great saver when I lived in the States. I usually managed to live, even no matter how much I made, it was almost check to check to check. I always figured I'll just go out tomorrow and make more money. Well, I don't have that luxury anymore. I'm only going to get so much money. I can't make more than that. My Social Security check is going to be my Social Security check, and then the YouTube income is going to be the YouTube income. So that being said, the example I'll use is this. If a person is receiving $2,000 a month on their Social Security, and they're disciplined enough to stay at the $1,500, I know this is oversimplified, but I just want to get the point across. That's going to leave you $500 a month over and above that you can save. That's going to be $6,000 per year. If you've been out here 5 years, like I have, 6 times 5 is $30,000. Now that's a pretty nice amount of money. Granted, I have dipped into the money many times, not many times, but several times because of unforeseen expenses. A good example is coming up, I'm going to be going to the States. It's going to be expensive. I'm going to be gone for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll be back here in the Philippines. I'm going to be leaving the first week of March and coming back probably around the end of March. May is going to stay here. That was a question that was asked a lot. And she's going to hold down the fort. And we've got her security forces all in place while I'm gone. And of course, her and I will talk. And I will do some videos from the good old US of A. So anyway, there are a million different ways that the budget can be worked. There are a million different ways that the relationship with someone can work. It can either work like it does for me, where May simplifies my life. She saves me money at the end of the day. Or it could go to the direction of she's really expensive because of, and you fill in the blanks. Again, I just want to thank those that have recently joined the channel. I know I didn't get into a lot of details on this. I tried to make it as succinct as possible. Feel free to leave a comment, a question, and I look forward to hearing from you. And in the next video, maybe I'll go out and we'll do one of those driving things where I show you where the dentist is and the dermatologist is, the doctors that I'm going to be visiting this week, and some of the hoops I've got to go through to get this ticket and book the flight and be legal to get out of the country and legal to get back in the country. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.